thousands of years before modern aircraft crossed the sky, before telescopes revealed distant galaxies, and before humanity even understood that the Earth was a planet. Ancient civilizations were already telling stories about beings who came from above. They descended from the heavens. They possessed knowledge beyond ordinarily humans. They taught kings. They judged civilizations. And sometimes, according to ancient stories, they returned to the heavens from which they came. For thousands of years, these beings were understood as gods. But today, some researchers see something very different. They ask whether these stories could preserve memories of encounters with something that was not divine at all, something from another world. What if some of humanity's oldest stories were not really about gods? What if they were about visitors? And if that sounds impossible, there is an even more unsettling question. Why did so many ancient civilizations, separated by oceans and thousands of years, repeatedly imagine beings arriving from the sky? To answer that, we have to go back to the beginning. Our journey begins in ancient Mesopotamia. More than 4,000 years ago, cities such as Uruk, Ur, and Babylon became centers of writing, religion, astronomy, and power. The people of Mesopotamia looked toward the heavens constantly. They carefully observed the movements of the sun, moon, planets, and stars. But the sky wasn't simply a place to study. It was the realm of the gods. Mesopotamian mythology described powerful divine beings who controlled storms, fertility, kingship, war, and the fate of humanity. Among them were the Anunnaki. Modern alien theories have transformed the Anunnaki into extraterrestrial visitors who supposedly came to Earth from another planet. But the ancient evidence is more complicated. The surviving Mesopotamian texts portray the Anunnaki as divine beings within a complex religious world. They do not straightforwardly describe extraterrestrials arriving in spacecraft. And yet, something about these stories continues to fascinate us. Because the ancient Mesopotamians repeatedly described their gods as beings associated with the heavens. And Mesopotamia wasn't alone. Travel west along the ancient world and we encounter another civilization obsessed with the heavens: Egypt. For more than 3,000 years, Egyptian civilization produced temples, tombs, monuments, and religious texts describing a universe populated by gods. Ra traveled across the sky. Osiris ruled the realm of the dead. Horus was associated with the heavens. The pharaoh himself was connected to the divine world. And towering above the landscape were the pyramids. To modern eyes, the Great Pyramid can appear almost impossible. Millions of stone blocks, precise construction, astronomical alignments, a monument that has survived for thousands of years. So naturally, one question has persisted. Could ancient humans really have built something like this themselves? The archaeological evidence says yes. The Egyptians had an enormous workforce, sophisticated mathematics, surveying techniques, quarrying methods, transportation systems, and generations of accumulated engineering knowledge. The pyramid does not require aliens to explain it. But the fascination remains because the monument forces us to confront something equally remarkable. Just how capable were ancient humans? Perhaps the mystery isn't who built the pyramids. Perhaps it's why we so often underestimate the people who did. And then we encounter something even more surprising: ancient technology. In 1901, divers searching a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera recovered a corroded object from the seabed. It looked like little more than a lump of bronze, but inside were gears, dozens of them. Eventually, researchers discovered that the device could model astronomical cycles. Today, it is known as the Antikythera mechanism. It was built more than 2,000 years ago. It wasn't an alien computer, it was human technology, but it tells us something important. Ancient civilization was capable of producing machines far more sophisticated than many people once imagined. And this is where the ancient alien mystery becomes complicated. Because whenever ancient technology seems extraordinary, we face a choice. We can assume someone else did it, or we can ask a more interesting question: what else were ancient humans capable of that we haven't fully understood? Then we travel to ancient India. Some Sanskrit traditions contain descriptions of extraordinary vehicles known as Vimanas. Modern ancient astronaut writers sometimes describe these as evidence of ancient aircraft or spacecraft. But once again, the ancient texts are more complicated than the modern interpretation. Vimanas appear in different contexts across Indian literature, and their descriptions vary. They belong to a world of mythology, religion, epic storytelling, and divine beings. Yet the imagery is striking. Vehicles associated with the heavens, beings traveling through the sky, weapons with extraordinary powers. To an ancient audience, these were stories of gods and heroes. To someone living thousands of years later, they can sound strangely familiar, but similarity isn't proof, and that distinction is crucial. Now travel across the world to Peru. Spread across an enormous desert landscape are the Nazca lines, massive designs depicting animals, geometric shapes, and mysterious figures stretch across the ground. They can be difficult to appreciate from the surface. From above, however, their scale becomes extraordinary. This has led to one of the most famous ancient alien theories. Perhaps the Nazca lines were created as signals for spacecraft, but archaeological research offers another explanation. The Nazca people had religious and ceremonial reasons for creating the geoglyphs, and many can be understood as part of their cultural landscape. They didn't need aircraft to see the lines. They needed knowledge of their environment, careful planning, and an extraordinary ability to organize labor. Again, the real story may be more impressive than the alien one. And now we reach the heart of the mystery: Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, Greece, Central America, South America. Civilizations separated by enormous distances repeatedly created stories involving gods, heavens, celestial journeys, and supernatural beings. Why? There are several possibilities. Perhaps humans naturally look upward and imagine powerful beings living in the sky. After all, the sun controls light. The moon changes shape. Thunder comes from above. Stars appear to move across the heavens. To ancient people, the sky was the most mysterious thing they could see. Or perhaps these stories preserve memories of unusual natural events: comets, eclipses, meteors, atmospheric phenomena, or rare astronomical events. And then there is the most extraordinary possibility: that some ancient encounters were genuinely encounters with beings from somewhere else. There is just one problem. We don't have conclusive evidence. In the 20th century, writers such as Erich von Däniken popularized the idea that ancient civilizations had been visited by extraterrestrials. Later, Zecharia Sitchin proposed controversial interpretations of Mesopotamian mythology involving the Anunnaki and a mysterious planet called Nibiru. The ideas became enormously popular. Ancient gods were reimagined as astronauts. Miracles became technology. Heaven became outer space, and ancient monuments became possible evidence of contact. It was an extraordinary reinterpretation of human history. But there is a major difference between an intriguing theory and archaeological evidence. Ancient texts must be understood in their original languages and cultural contexts. Symbols cannot simply be treated as photographs of technology, and mythology cannot automatically be converted into eyewitness testimony. The ancient world deserves more than that. Still, there is a reason this mystery refuses to die. Humanity has existed for hundreds of thousands of years. Written history covers only a tiny fraction of that time. Our species has explored almost none of the universe. We have only recently discovered planets beyond our solar system. We are only beginning to search for signs of life elsewhere. So perhaps the greatest discovery in human history is still waiting somewhere beyond Earth. Maybe ancient civilizations never encountered extraterrestrials. Maybe every strange story has a human explanation. Maybe the gods really were simply gods. But there is another possibility. Perhaps somewhere in the enormous history of humanity, an encounter happened that we have completely misunderstood. Perhaps an unusual event became a legend became a myth, and eventually the original memory disappeared beneath thousands of years of storytelling. If that happened, we may never know. The ancient world doesn't give us a simple answer. It gives us something more valuable: questions. Why did civilizations across the world look toward the heavens? Why did they imagine beings descending from above? How did ancient people achieve technological and architectural feats that still amaze us? And why are we so eager to believe that someone else must have taught them? Perhaps the answer says as much about modern humanity as it does about the ancient world. We look at the pyramids and see something impossible. Ancient people looked at them and saw something they had built. We look at the stars and wonder whether someone is watching. Ancient people looked at the stars and built entire civilizations around what they saw. Maybe the gods were aliens, maybe they weren't. But one thing is certain: humanity has been looking toward the heavens for thousands of years, and one day perhaps we may finally discover whether we were alone. Because the greatest mystery isn't whether ancient humans believed in visitors from the stars. It's whether the stars have ever sent one.